One reporter of The Blaze shared her criticism of Beyonce's performance during the halftime show at the Super Bowl. And she has some strong words because she feels as though the performance deprived little white girls of their racial harmony. Take a look.
Welcome back for some final thoughts tonight. First it was hands up, don't shoot. Then it was burning down buildings and looting drugstores, all the way to Oscars So White. And now even the Super Bowl halftime show has become a way to politicize and advance the notion that Black lives matter more. This isn't about equality. This is about ramrodding an aggressive agenda down our throats and using fame and entertainment value to do so. Beyonce, really? What is the political message here? What is it they are trying to convey here? A salute to what? A group that used violence and intimidation to advance not racial equality, but an overthrow of white domination? The Black Panthers, for those who don't know, were critical of Martin Luther King's non-violent civil rights movement. They didn't believe in change through peace. They promoted violence instead. So congratulations, Beyonce. You made your statement. You should be proud of yourself. The Super Bowl, the most watched event on television. A game that brings Americans of every color, background, and political party together. A game where Black fans cheer next to white fans. A game where teammates work together as one, regardless of race. A celebration of diversity rooted in a common bond. But forget that. These privileged Hollywood entertainment types are really something. Beyonce didn't reference the Black Panthers to bring about some kind of positive change. She did it to get attention. Good for you. You made headlines. You, just like President Obama, Jada Pinkett Smith, Al Sharpton, and so many others, just can't let America heal. Keep ripping off the historical Band-Aid. Why be a cultural leader when you can play the victim, right?
Okay. There's so much I love about that, Anna. So first of all, the Black Panthers were outrageous. They wanted to overthrow white domination.
I mean,
that doesn't sound so outrageous. That sounds pretty good, right?
She's extremely transparent in her views. It's like, it's insanely transparent. I mean,
remember, it's scripted. Unlike us,
yes.
She wrote that in the teleprompter.
Yes.
She's like, oh, they wanted to overthrow white domination. God damn them, right? And then you have to understand something. The Black Panthers, in hindsight, are painted as like, oh, they went around shooting cops all the time. That was the whole point of Black Panthers. No. Black Panthers did a lot of they helped the community in a lot of ways, but the main thing that they're known for is, yes, carrying guns around. Now, they didn't agree with Martin Luther King, as Malcolm X didn't agree with Martin Luther King. They thought there was different ways to protect the community. But they didn't go around shooting cops as their point. Later, there was some altercations, but for a great majority of the Black Panthers' existence, the point was they were exercising, and they said this, their Second Amendment rights. They said, look, a lot of our people in our community are being killed by the cops, which is absolutely true, right? And oppressed by the cops. It was even worse back then. They said, so we're going to, we thank God for the Second Amendment, the Black Panthers said. So we're going to, as good Americans, carry around weapons that are registered, that we have the right to hold, and we're going to protect the community. How dare Black Americans exercise their Second Amendment rights? Know your role. Remember, white domination, it rocks. So that's the background on this, let alone all the hilarious things she said about what's happening now, including they're ramrodding an aggressive agenda down my throat. Literally, she said ramrodding it down our throats. Okay, I was like, okay. She wrote that down too in her script. She's like, they're ramrodding it right down our throats. It feels so good. I mean, bad, right? And then she said, this agenda of Black Lives Matter more. Wait, I missed the more part. Is it hashtag Black Lives Matter more?
That has never, ever been their message. It's funny. I mean, when you really think about it, imagine if the shoe was on the other foot, right? Imagine if cops were specifically targeting white teenagers, white teen boys, shooting and killing them when they're unarmed, shooting and killing them when they're naked, and it's clear that they're unarmed, right? And then as soon as white individuals speak out against it, people jump in and say, no, how dare you, fuck you, you shut your mouth, okay? You white people, you're just here to entertain us. You're not allowed to make any political points. You're not allowed to speak out against the violence and the system that's been oppressing you. You just shut up and entertain us. Can you just imagine that? It would never happen.
Imagine if they're right-wingers, right? They're militiamen or something, and the cops go around killing unarmed kids of militiamen. Oh my God, the government, the jackbooted thugs are here to kill us all. And then we'd be like, what's the matter with you? You complaining about Black domination? Can you imagine? It sounds so comical, right? So now she's so silly. She doesn't know how stupid she is. Yeah. She says you keep ripping off the historical Band-Aid. You schmuck. That analogy is usually used for like putting a Band-Aid on a problem means you didn't really fix it.
Yeah, you just
right?
put a Band-Aid there as like a temporary fix to shut people up.
Right, and she's saying, why? But we put a Band-Aid on there
Yeah.
because we didn't want to fix the problem. You keep ripping it off.
But my favorite part is when she mentioned something about how Beyonce's performance stops everyone from healing. Oh, you mean are you suffering right now? Are you having a tough time?
And how would you like to heal? And we know the answer to that. The real problem is black culture, right? right? So never white culture. It'd be out if any liberal said the problem is white culture, they would lose their minds, right? You say, but to them, every day they come on Fox News, Blaze, wherever, oh, black culture, black culture. Finally, she says, why be a cultural leader when you could play the victim, right? Well, how would Beyonce be a cultural leader? What could Beyonce possibly say about this issue that you would say, oh, great job, we really appreciate it. Way to be a cultural leader here. You know the answer. The only thing she could say is the real problem is black people, black on black crime, and black culture. If Beyonce had said that, you'd be like, way to go, way to be a cultural leader.
Ironically, she's the one who's making herself out to be a victim when you really think about it, right? She's like, I wanted to watch the Super Bowl without feeling bad about myself or thinking about things that make me feel icky. How dare you? She's like fucking 23, 24 years old. Go find a hobby. Go do something better with your life other than sitting at the Blaze and talking shit about minorities. I mean, I'm sorry, maybe that was too harsh, but she's a fucking bimbo.
Right.
Who doesn't even know what she's fucking saying. I mean, I don't know if it's because she's been conditioned by the environment that she's in to regurgitate these bullshit talking points.
And I like how she's like, the Hollywood types, she's in an incredibly shiny set, right? And the cameras are moving everywhere, right? So the good news is we don't have to deal with these guys for too much longer because the Blaze is on fire. There's an article in the Daily Beast about they're about to go out of business imminently.
Damn.
Okay.
Boom, bitch.
As always, the right-wingers have no idea how to run a business.